Third and a fantastic play. Jumps up and robs him of a base hit and possibly the go-ahead run. Here's the play. They're going to lob it to home, and it gets down, and he's down at home. He comes to third, playing third, and sight. This is hit hard. This is going to left field. This one is back, and it's out of here.
Well, g'day sports fans. Welcome to another Wednesday night of Super League Baseball, brought to you by Black Chrome and Spacequake Sports. Tonight, it marks the halfway point of the Super League's regular season, and things are starting to get serious. First up tonight at Bennett Field, it's the Sweet Amber Clippers, fresh from their inaugural victory last week. They're up against the league-leading Denmark Crushers, suffering a shutout in their first loss last Wednesday. Joining me, Phil Hooton, it's great to have back in the experts role, globe-trotting baseball coach Rob Ushy. Rob, hard to believe, we're at the halfway point.
Yeah, it's been a quick few weeks to get going here. We're in halfway point. We're going to get ready for the national anthem here, and then we'll get back to Super League Baseball.
Well, it's going to be a big night of baseball ahead, doubleheader of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Again, thanks to Black Chrome and Spacequake Sports. First up, the Sweet Amber Clippers, the Denmark Crushers. Rob, on the ladder, it's top versus bottom. I'm not expecting a blowout tonight.
No, top versus bottom is only in the ladder, like you mentioned. We do have a team that lost their first one last week against a team that won their first one. You got a little momentum going each way. We did just have our mid-season draft, and the Clippers look like they've retooled as they've started 3 new players in the starting lineup tonight that weren't there a week ago.
So the Crushers, they'll be first up to bat. What is their lineup?
Leading off for them, going to be the number 1 pick, Anthony Herrera, followed by one of the SA Bale stakeholders, Josh Cakebread. Gary Owens returns as a marquee player to the Denmark Crushers. Landon Hernandez, Todd McDonald, Jeremy Cresswell, Travis Underhill, Nick Talbot, and Matt Hutchings in his number 9 spot where he's thrived all season.
He has thrived for sure. For the Sweet Amber Clippers, leading off man at shortstop will be Dylan Brammer. In the 2-hole designated hitter, his first start, Theo Lakmesh. 3-hole left fielder, Terrell Joyce. In 4-hole centre fielder, Evan LeBlanc. Catching at 5, Alex Carter. First base tonight at 6, Luke Rackenbrandt. Batting 7, his first start, Dakota Thompson at third base. In right, it will be Dalton Proberb at 8. And Sam McGarry, he hit a home run last week. He's now put at 9. He's at second base.
Yeah, last week the brothers faced each other between the Wasps and the Clippers, and both of them hit a home run to get the game going there. This time he's down at the bottom, add a little power out of the bottom hole before it turns over to the top. We will see a couple new faces in Thompson and Lakmash in there, and they're hoping to give the Clippers a second half turnaround to turn their 1-3 record and get themselves into the playoff hunt.
Well, they say in the NFL it's any given Sunday. In baseball, I reckon it's any given game. We saw the top-ranked offensive side, the Crushers, last week. They became the first team to be shut out in Super League Baseball. The Clippers winless until last week, but I think with their upgrade, the fact they've got Jordan McArdle lurking somewhere as well, I reckon they might just be interesting. We'll get some tips in a moment. Tim Day is on the hill. Anthony Herrera will take a first pitch strike. A prediction, Rob?
I'm going to see the Clippers continuing their hot streak and win a close one tonight.
So that one again catches the outside corner, and Day starts strongly. He's got Herrera in an 0-2 count. Day has pitched in all 4 games. In fact, he's pitched more innings than any other in this competition. It's on the outside 1 and 2. 7 1/3 innings pitched, 4.91 ERA, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 home run. Walked 5 and struck out 5.
A line drive into left field. Herrera takes a big turn at first, but he's going to shut her down right there. Throw gets in. Leadoff single for Anthony Herrera. And Tim Day's been he's been battling a little bit of control in one of his appearances. He walked a couple batters, kind of hurt his ERA, but here he went with the outside curveball, just didn't quite get it outside far enough. And Anthony Herrera showed why he was the #1 pick in the draft. Continued his hot hitting with a leadoff single.
Lead-off man on. What can Josh Cakebread do? A man who averages 371 in SA baseball. He's under a buck in Super League. Just 1 hit from 11 thus far. Looking to improve on that. So Day's getting that first pitch strike, getting ahead in the count.
Cakebread's been off to a slow start, but I would imagine the second half of the season here, veteran of the SABL, he's going to turn it around and get that average back up into the 350 range that he used to. Big swing and a miss. Change up 0-2.
So he was 0 for 1 when he faced the Clippers last time. He was walked, he got a run and an RBI out of all of that, just nothing to assist the average. Down 0-2 in the count here, the first swinging strike. So he tries to get that, but deemed a little on the low side. So we're now 1 and 2.
Back-to-back curveballs there. Good inside one, just off the plate. They'll be looking to go back outside. Comes back in, just misses the inside corner. Even the count 2 and 2.
Yeah, started 0 and 2, now it's even up. Just can't find the bottom part of that plate at the moment. Coming up, Gary Owens is next on deck. If you just joined us, none out, 1 on for the Crushers, and he keeps Herrera honest. Both sides have mixed it up from their teams last week. This is week 5. Second time round, as that one is going to be hit foul. Stays at that 2-2 count. The first time they met, Clippers struck first, then it was the Crushers got out to a 6-1 lead. Clippers brought it back to 6-5, and then the time got the better of the Clippers. We had our first time-ruled game, only went to 6, just when the Clippers' bats were starting to fire.
Another 2-2 pitch from Day. Curveball, just a little bit up. We were looking at possibly the Clippers coming all the way back in that game when they did get caught. One of the rules of the Super League, it is a 2-hour time limit. Every so often you will see a little black chrome time pop up there, and that's how much. There's a quick throw to first, gets just past. Herrera is going to try it, and he's going to make it without even a throw. So Day tried to quick pitch over to first base to pick Herrera off. Got a little bit bigger of a lead, a little bit in the dirt. Ackerman couldn't hold on to it. Be an error on the pitcher to allow Herrera to move up to second base.
So as mentioned,
with the 2-hour time limit, they do have to. There's a pop-up fading foul. Thompson fades over to it, but can't watch it just skate away. But he does have the 2-hour time limit, which they did get caught when they had the momentum and coming back last time.
This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Of course, we've got the 40 pitch limit as well. 6 outs, 40 pitches, whatever comes first, and then Tim Day's afternoon will be done. But he got Cakebread swinging on a strike, first strikeout for Day, and the first out for the Crushers.
Good high fastball there, Tim Day. He's got Herrera bouncing around on second base, trying to disorient him a little bit. He's able to refocus, get himself a high fastball, and Cakebread swung through to continue his struggles early on in the season.
So Gary Owens, who was a mid-season pickup, was in the mix early, but has spent a little bit more time overseas than planned. That one's
yeah, Owens was originally one of the marquee players signed by the Crushers, but plays for the Heidenheim Heinekoff in the German Bundesliga, and his team went to the finals this year, so he was just a little bit late getting in. A big swing by Gary Owens. Look for a lot of power out Owen. 12 home runs last year in the SABL, 10 more in Germany. He hit almost 500, 493 in Germany this past season in 156 at bat. So one of the better hitters that you're going to see in the Super League.
Third straight batter that Day has got ahead 0-2 in the count. This one is popped up and it's picked up by Rack and Brack as a foul catch, and that is now 2 away. So Day certainly attacking the zone early, and thus far Clippers not really attacking back on that first pitch. Comes to Landon Hernandez now, who leads the Crushers for on-base percentage at .571, and that's because he's leading the Super League in being walked on 4 thus far from the 4 games. And again, a looking first pitch strike. That's 4 in a row.
Good curveball there on the outside corner. We're going to be looking to see. They'll be careful with Landon Hernandez here, one of the more feared hitters in South Australia. And with that open base, there's a drive into right field. Probert chasing in hard, stumbles a little bit. That ball's going to land fair for a
got a run.
RBI single. Herrera scores. Hernandez drives another ball to right field for the RBI.
That hung up for an eternity, but he just found the right spot that no one could get to in time. Too far for Sam McGarry in second, too far for Delton Probert, and the Crushers take an early run, and Hernandez has himself an RBI.
Perfectly placed ball by Landon Hernandez. Adds to that high on base percentage and RBI time. Another first pitch strike taken. We do have a runner in for Landon Hernandez. One of the speed up rules of the Super League is catchers do have runners in, so we have Charlie Ashcroft in to run at first base currently.
So
Change up low. Goes to 1-1. And then Todd McDonald, he had the week off last week of Super League. A little bit of a rest after a couple games from South, and he's back in there. Good curveball by Day. Get ahead 1-2. Man who has the first home run in Super League history.
That's right. He signed a $500,000 signing bonus as a teenager up with the Rangers, but then the knees got in the way and really struggled to put any series of games together. On this occasion, he's happy to look that one fly past. Day rakes up a second strikeout. That'll do it at the top of the first. Of course, Rob, it's been a big week for the Super League because last Friday it was a mid-season draft, and who were some of the players that the teams picked up?
Well, out of the 2 teams you see here, the Dungmark Crushers added Gary Owens. He originally mentioned he was one of their marquees that was away a little bit longer, and they actually passed in their second round of the draft. They felt their team they were happy with where they were. They had no real injuries or concerns, so they just added the 1 player. The Clippers here, they added Jordan McCardle back. He was originally a marquee player, but he was off with the Australian under-23 team in Colombia, so he will be returning. And they also added a French catcher / outfielder who's DHing tonight, Theo Lacmesh. When he comes up, he's out of Xavier-sur-Orge, the Lions.
The Lions.
Yes. He had a good year there. He hit 277, 2 doubles, 8 RBIs. He was more of an on-base hitter, gets a lot of singles and gets on base.
I'll explain it a bit later, but he's a player who has the future of world baseball in his hands.
Yes.
And I will explain why a little later.
Yeah, Theo was also on the French national team, and then the Clippers had another open roster spot, so they added Dakota Thompson from Northern Districts. This is his second year in the SABL. Last year he was here for the second half of the season only. Hit 294, 4 home runs, 3 doubles, but only in 11 games. So he definitely can handle the bat. Another catcher and third baseman, shortstop. He can move around a little bit. So they got another utility player.
So Joel Chapman is on the mound. A little bit of, I'm not sure what he did in the baseball essay for West Torrens against Golden Grove. It says Jay Chapman won game 1 and Jay Chapman lost game 2. I'm sure he wasn't involved in both. But he is having his 3rd start in succession. We are seeing teams mix up the starters. Not the case here.
One of the pitfalls of the Super League. It's been great for the players and the competitive levels, but the teams do have to, coaches here, Brammer Falls one straight back. They do have to navigate the club teams and the pitching staffs, and these past few weeks there has been double headers in the SABL, so the pitchers get used a lot more.
Yep.
So sometimes some of the pitcher staffs get moved a little bit around here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll see Tyndall tonight. He pitched a complete game during one of those two double headers. Are the double headers 9 or 7?
They're 7-inning games, the double headers, but there was a couple extra inning games on the weekend too. But Josh Tyndall, yes, he pitched extremely well for the Sturt Saints. Complete game shutout for a 1-0 victory.
2-2 count. This one on the outside, fouled away. So if you just joined us, this is the bottom of the first. The Crushers, Herrera got around on a single, and then well, you'd call it a wild pitch, I would suggest, to first to get to second, and then a single to get around. So that's going to be...
It'd be an error on the pitcher to move him up to second base. He tried to pick him off, threw it a little bit wild.
Yeah. So that one gets through Cakebread at first, and that's, well, he's going for second. Going to be a play at second. Pretty close. Got there. So, a sliding double.
Great aggressive base running by Dylan Bram there. Hit one just off Underhill's glove. McDonald got to it. Very strong arm from right field. Bang, bang play at second base here, just under the tag. Great hustle double.
Yeah, they just adjusting my fielding slightly. For some reason, I had Cakebread at first and Underhill at second, but that is not the case. Why would you break up the Creswell-Cakebread combo? We'll set up the Crushers defensively shortly. That's a first pitch strike. So
here we do have one of the new players, Theo Lacmache, from the young French man. He's import with the Woodville Senators. We did explain how more of a contact hitter. We'll be looking at the ball the other way, at least move Brammer over. There's going to be a single in the center field. They're going to send Brammer. No, they hold him up last minute. Not going to test the throw-in.
Clippers starting beautifully. 2 on. Men at the corners, none out. Brammer 90 feet away from tying this one up. And a very important man, Terrell Joyce. He's been good in recent weeks for the Clippers. No, not Terrell Joyce. No.
I think we got Evan LeBlanc up to plate. For the last minute change to the lineup here. But one of the more dangerous hitters out of the Kensington Cardinals organization. It's a hanging curveball just a little bit up.
So yeah, that is Evan LeBlanc, no doubt about it.
Speed up the rule.
Puts that one, they're finding the gaps. That one is a nice little shot, and we're going to have a run scored. Brammer crosses the plate standing, and the wild throw is going to bring a man to third in Lacmache. And now Clippers tie it. Not only do they tie it one apiece, but there's men at second and third. There's no one out, and this is a nightmare start for the Crushers.
A little careless with the baseball this week, it starts off. Good job by Evan LeBlanc to get a single, drive in a run. But the throw from right fielder Todd McDonald wasn't really at anybody in particular. Just kind of flipped it into the middle of the diamond. Nobody there. Rolled all the way to the dugout. Allowed both runners to advance up a base. Now it's second and third with nobody out. They're threatening for more.
So RBI single. Yet to record an out here, bottom of the first. This is AC Carter. Now back in the catcher's role, missed the opening week. Was out at Montpellier, the Barracudas in the French Division 1. Leads the league in being caught stealing, maybe not one of the stats you want to lead at the moment. He'll get a hit, that'll help his stats, and he'll get an RBI. There's Theo Lacmache. His first at-bat results in a run. 4 at-bats, 4 hits. It's looking good for the Clippers. And they're all one to right, one to center, one to left. They're covering the field.
Clippers are starting to flex that muscle, that the offensive firepower that we looked at their original roster at the beginning of the year and saw them as one of the more threatening teams. We've seen it this game. They've come out ready to go after that win last week. They're looking for another one this week.
So it is a 2-0 ball game. Men on the corners.
The power hitting Luke Rackerbant from Port Adelaide up. He'll be looking to drive a ball.
Puts that one at Herrera. He's going to try and turn a double play. 5 to 4 to 3, and got both. So, but not before. This one is Evan LeBlanc scores. It is 3-1 Clippers, but now with 2 out.
Yeah, I was hoping to get a little bit more. Drive the ball left side through a hole. Herrera, good heads-up decision. Get it around the horn for the double play. It was another first appearance for Dakota Thompson of the Northern District's
Just stay in the battle box if you can, Dakota.
Picked up in the mid-season draft that happened on Friday.
This was the secret round.
Yeah. It was taken after the draft. It looked like they had an extra roster spot. A couple of players won't be available, and so just for good curveball there, making it 1 and 2. Just for the sake of keeping their roster balanced and being able to move players around. Swinging a miss in the dirt. Strike 3. Goes over to first for the throw. 2-3 put out. Good inning for the Clippers. Answered back one with the 1 run with 3. Got themselves on the board. See if the Crushers can answer right back too.
Alrighty, 3-1 Clippers. Hope you're enjoying Super League Baseball. Thanks to Spacequake Sports.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, it's been a pretty busy afternoon. We do apologise, no pitches, Cam. That's because it was hailing about 45 minutes, which involved taking cover with some things. Since then, once the game started, been raining runs and hits. Clippers put 1 on. An RBI by Landon Hernandez scored Anthony Herrera. And then 3 runs. Dylan Brammer, Theo Lakmesh in his first game. Evan LeBlanc all crossed home plate. It is 3-1 to the Sweet Amber Clippers, looking to get their 2nd win of the season and try and get off the basement of Super League standings. It is coming into this week, 4 games played. The Crushers are at 3-1. The Wasps and Carp, who play tonight, are 2-2. Clippers are 1-3. So it's top versus bottom, but it's a very even competition, and we know baseball, Rob, any given game, depending on your pitching matchup and who's available and who's hot, any score can happen.
Good fastball there to start 0-1. We got the Clippers that are riding the momentum of last week, and they picked up right where they left off scoring runs. Fastball fouls the curveball back. Gets down in the count 0-2. Gonna have to battle back, find himself a way to get on. The Crushers are in that spot where, after losing their first game last week, down a couple runs early, could fall apart a little quicker, so they want to get back on the good side of things.
They would have just been glad to have scored a run, as this one is popped up to right. And in the end, pretty easy there for Delton Probert to catch the fly out. So, first pitch, first innings, day when is 20 pitches. So right on cue. Only 4 balls, 16 strikes and all of that. And he got ahead in the count at every batter. Now he's got Travis Underhill, who was in the first game. Haven't seen him since. Was 1 for 3, 1 run and a strikeout. Last week, 2 hits for his team, the Red Sox of East Torrens, as they beat the Senators.
One of the stronger hitters of the SABL. Underhill always has an average 350 plus every year when it comes down to it. Not a lot of extra base power, but is always on base with singles, walks, very high on-base percentage player.
And he is, I think, the first player tonight to get ahead in the count on Tim Day at 2-1. No one on, one out. Top of the second. Makes that a bouncing ball to first. Sam McGarry looks up and says, I can do my own laundry here, and gets the second out.
Tim Day cruising along this inning. Last inning got in a little bit of trouble early, but then found his way out of it. Navigated the scene. Here he's working on his second inning. One of the rules of the Super League is, of course, we do have pitchers have the 40 pitch count, or they have 6 outs. So he's at 5 outs. He's got 1 out to go before they do have to make a pitching change.
Looking to put this one down in order. Talbot doesn't wait. He pops this one up. Sam McGarry says, my ball. And that is a very quick 8-pitch inning for Day. Not that it really matters, because that's his 6 outs. We go to the bottom of the second. Crushers don't add to their 1 run. They trail 3-1. Some other news around baseball, and Baseball SA announced during the week they've signed a partnership that will have some Chinese athletes coming, staying and playing right here in Adelaide. Potential professional baseball players aged 16 to 18-year-olds. They're 4 high-quality development players looking to live and train in SA. They'll train here at the Diamond Sports Complex. They'll get some game time in the Wednesday night Super League. How's your Mandarin, Rob?
Well, I'm going to be learning some new words next week, I think. This will be an exciting time for the Super League. We're going to see some new players, see what they bring. We haven't seen a lot of base running with stolen bases and hit and runs, which is a little more of the Oriental flavor. They like to run, so we'll see if that gets involved in these games a bit.
They could be listening and watching us right now. You never know. But they do need some help, folks, looking for places to stay. They're here November 10 to December 16, about 5 to 6 weeks until the end of the Super League season. They all speak English. They're looking for an authentic Australian experience. Sounds like someone I know sitting next to me. How's your authentic Australian experience going, Rob?
I think my Australian understanding of the language has gotten pretty good after 3 years now. It's been a little bit of a change, but I think I've gotten it down pat.
So if you've got a spare room, contact Laura Baseball SA and be part of something special. This is a bit reciprocal. We will look to see some South Australians heading over to China as part of that arrangement. Great to see the game expanding. This should be Dalton Probert, I hope.
Yeah, the right fielder, Dalton Probert, takes the fastball on the outside corner there. Even the count at 1. Chapman's in back for his second inning here. Be a changeup, slow roller. Herrera comes in, scoops it up, and on the throw over to first base for the first out of the inning.
Just setting up the Crushers defensively. Didn't get much of a chance in the first innings. Around the outfield, Matt Hutchings in left. Gary Owens comes into centre. Todd McDonald in right. Herrera's the hot corner at third. Jeremy Creswell at short. Josh Cakebread at second. So they've got the Cakebell-Creswell combo again. Underhill is mentioned at first. Joel Chapman on the hill. Landon Hernandez behind the plate. As Chapman goes 1-1 in the count. 1 out, no one on. Clippers with an early 3-1 lead.
Ball.
Gary should know Chapman fairly well. Teammates at West Torrens. We'll see if one of the nice parts of the Super League, you get to see teammates versus teammates. Big swing and a miss at the fastball. Even the count at 2.
We talk about stats you don't want to lead. Probert leads the Super League Baseball, being hit by a pitch with 2. And you can see that because he does come in a fair bit over that plate. He does tend to lean in a little bit.
After 2-2, the ball comes full.
And trying to battle him in there. Don't want to leave it over the plate. Last week he launched one to the Bennett Field scoreboard in right field. Fastball popped up, foul. Hernandez just watches it trail over to the softball diamond behind us.
So 2-2.
No, we don't. I don't know.
Later tonight, the two teams tied in second place, the Wasps and the Carp. Carp have won their last 2. Wasps have lost their last 2. And the winner regardless of this result, will sit in second spot. Might even be tied for first if the Clippers get up tonight. As we get our first walk of the game, and that Sam McGarry.
Yeah, late change to the right before the game started. Terrell Joyce ended up having to come out, so Phil Acosta's taken over out of the Henley and Grange Rams team.
So we finally find out in the second inning who's replacing Joyce in the lineup.
Takes fastball high.
Can't stay in the batter's box if I can.
A little slow start in the SABL, but he came off after having a great season over in Poland.
Ball.
Takes another pitch.
I know it might be hard
Up
you.
for ball 2.
Let's try to speed up the
Always
game a bit.
good on base percentage. Can drop a bunt down for a hit. Very fast runner. Can handle the bat. Takes that one. He's going to make Chapman throw some pitches here. Get himself into a hitter's count. 2-1.
Like the second to Rob Hernandez, who's I think watching in the very early hours stateside.
Ball.
That was on the outside. And also to Cooper Matheson, who's saying go Clippers and Crushers. I think that's a little bit of fence sitting there, Cooper.
3 balls, 1
Pick a
strike.
team.
Ball.
And there's a back-to-back walk. All of a sudden, Chapman is losing direction. Clippers have 2 on with 1 out and a man in scoring position in McGarry.
Don't want to be walking the bat. The batter's at the bottom of the order and turn it over to the top. You got Dylan Brammer leading off, a 2-time Caps medal winner, and it's not just because of his pitching. Handles the bat very well. Always a top 350, 360 hitter, and he had a double his first at bat.
Double to right, got it all going. Puts that one over Bide HQ. So for those fairly new to this, it is a 9-week regular season, 4 teams, 3 round robin series, double header every Wednesday night. Top team goes straight into the championship game on December 12. Second and third are playing a prelim to meet them. And it's all part of development, and we have seen, we'll mention a little bit later, some of the Bite rookie players they've announced in their rookie squad. And they've all shone at this level. And it certainly helped them get selected.
Got it on the catch.
That is a second strikeout and a pretty important one for Chapman.
Good curveball there by Joel Chapman. 0-2 pitch. Brammer got caught looking for something outside. Curveball inside. Big swing. Foul tipped it right into the glove of Landon Hernandez for the second out of the inning.
So we go back to the French national player, Theo Lachmache, who wastes no time, sends it to Herrera, who gloves it, and that's going to be out number 3, and that'll do it. So the Clippers get 2 on, leave them stranded. The walks end up having no impact. We will take a break. It is Crushers 1, Clippers 3. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide, thanks to Spacequake Sports.
Specialized knowledge, ability to deliver, and professionalism are keys to our successful relationship. A friendly and experienced team.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Welcome back. Super League Baseball Adelaide, Phil Hurd and Rob Usher giving you the call of the Clippers and the Crushers. Top versus bottom. But it's the bottom feeders, the Clippers, who are leading the way at the moment. 3-1, looking to even up this competition even further. We're now into our second round robin series. Thus far, the 2 games played, a reversal of the first game results, and we think, Rob, it's just going to be that kind of competition.
I think we're going to see teams turn it around a little bit here. We saw the Clippers get their first win last week. The players are playing with a little more desire in their eye. It's the first couple of weeks was a lot of fun, guys getting to know each other a little bit, and now there's a little bit more at stake.
Connor Hill, Wojtek called to the bullpen, comes in to start his work. He last time against the Crushers, just the 2 outs, the 2 hits, the 1 earned run. ERA 2.45 thus far as that's put high and along towards the fence, and foul it is. Not by much, Rob, not by much.
Matt Hutchings up the bat here. He's been hot in the Super League. He's been leading the Crushers, getting them going out of that 9-hole. The coach Gladstone has used it as a firing mechanism for the top of his order. Just missed that one there, as the wind took that one foul right at the end, but he got all of that one. We'll see if Hill goes a little more tiptoeing around the zone here.
Yeah, there is a strike out there. A strike, sorry, down 1 and 2 in the count. Hutchings leads the league in doubles. He's tied for the lead with 4 runs and 5 hits. He's on a 4-game hitting streak. But he'll start tonight with Hill's first strikeout victim. As we go back to her.
Great job by Connor Hill coming back there after giving up a long strike, as it turns out to be, as no damage is done. 2 good curve balls in the dirt that had Hutchins swinging at both of them. Turn it back over the top of the order. Anthony Herrera led the game off with a single, ended up scoring.
He is the Clippers' run thus far. So that's quite a wide one. The Clippers defensively, Acosta in left, LeBlanc in centre, Probert in right. Around the bases, Dakota Thompson third, Dylan Brammer second, McGarry second, Rackenbrandt first, as that's fouled. Behind Alex Carter, who's the catcher. And now a 1-1 count. Yeah, 45 minutes before first pitch. It was wild, it was windy, it was rainy, and there was hail. And then we thought, this could get interesting, but it came and it went pretty quickly. Drained exceptionally, and you wouldn't know. As that was a hit to McGarry, has time to fumble, pick up, and get the first out. Second out.
Yeah, got a little interesting here. Got down to about 13 degrees. The wind was howling and whistling. We had hail coming down this afternoon. See, when you get from the home plate, you might see our stance out in center field that we would have had our pitching camera from today. Got blown over, but a little cool out here right now, but turned out to be a nice night.
Yeah, bring a hoodie. 2 out, none on. Crushers. Hard to, if you'd have picked after the first 3 weeks of the season, who would be the first team to be shut out? It would not have been the Crushers. They had spread the load so beautifully, and last week they all struggled, just the 2 hits.
Good fastball inside corner. Yeah, it was always one of the fundamentals that the Crushers seemed to be using the first 3 weeks. 7 runs driven in by 7 different batters in each of the games. It was a team-based oriented offense, and last week they just struggled as a unit.
That one is on the outside.
1-2.
G'day to Laura, who's listening in, sending messages. Loves your work, Rob.
Oh, there's a line drive right off the glove of first baseman Rackenbrandt. That's going to be an infield single. That one was stung by cake bread. Might be what he needs to get himself going here in the Super League. Hard hit ball right down the line. Rackenbrandt did a great job to hold him to the single by getting a little piece of that one.
Now, of course, some people will be thinking, was that a single, was that an error? I actually, would you believe, Rob, went to a scorer's course last night just to catch up on a couple of things, just a refresher. And they talked about errors and the subjective judgment. They said it's all about ordinary effort, quote unquote. And that would have been an extraordinary catch. So I think they're going to give, I agree with you, they'll give Rackenbrandt the benefit of the doubt. That was not an ordinary error. It'll be a single to Cakebread, and that's his second in Super League this season. Back to Gary Owens, who was caught out foul in his first inning.
Yeah, marquee player back with the Crushers, hitting in the 3-hole. They're going to be looking for a little bit more pop out of Gary Owens here. Man has one of the heaviest bats in the SABL.
Yeah, that is a club. That's not a bat, that's a club. You can only
a fastball that he thought a little bit outside. Strike 2.
Of course, no Ben Andrews tonight, and he has been, along with Matt Hutchings, probably the cream of the Crushers attack.
There goes runner, ball in the dirt. It's going to be a stand-up stolen base for Cakebread. Took that off the pitcher. Carter knew he had no chance on that play there.
So 1-2 the count. We've got a Richie, 2 balls, 2 strike, 2 out, and a man on. You go bat here, and that one's wide. Here comes the full count. Again, haven't seen a lot of those tonight. As you can hear the music in the background, one of the different things they do at Super League, play some music between the pitches, or during the pitches, and that's a walk. So still 2 out, but now the last 2 have got on, and what looked to be a quick inning of work from Hill, he's starting to labour a bit.
Yeah, Hill's getting himself into a little bit of trouble here. Pen is working for the Clippers as Landon Hernandez steps back up to plate. He had the RBI single in the first inning, one of the league leaders in RBIs and hits. He'll be looking for something big here to drive in another run or 2.
So Hernandez, he's already got 1 RBI. He drove in Herrera. Got a chance at doing the exact same thing. That's what you call good order placement. Did he check his swing? No, he went around. Sun breaking out here at West Beach. We'll, of course, be playing under lights the late game. Fraser Fife, I think, is up and at him this week.
Yeah, timeout there by catcher. Yeah, we'll hopefully have Fraser back. It was great to have Eric join us last week. Added a little different flavor. It's had a couple of Canadians up here.
You put everything except the maple syrup.
Oh, that's always with us.
And the ice hockey puck. So we're down 0-2 in the count here, Hernandez. He'll just a pitch away from ending it, but a hit. Well, it's only a 2-run ball game. And this is the meat of the Crushers' order. He puts that. That's going to bring a run. That's going to land foul and right. Here comes Herrera. Could it actually be a tie? Yes, because coming around now is Owens. He'll get in easily. And we have ourselves a tied ball game. A 2-run RBI double to Landon Hernandez.
Landon Hernandez down 0-2 in the count. Went with the outside pitch, lined it into the right field corner. Dalton Probert didn't have any opportunity to get it in fast enough to save the run. And it's now Landon Hernandez 3, the Clippers 3.
So for, yes, Hernandez, all 3 RBIs. That takes his total to 5 for the Super League season. And now Todd McDonald, who we know can hit him over the fence. And as you mentioned, Hernandez has got a pinch runner now. But this one is played straight to McGay. Should be an easy pick up and out. It is. That'll do it for the Crushers half of the third. And having conceded 3, they've scored their 3 in 2 batches. All tied up. Other news, we talked about the Chinese players coming to Adelaide. Well, big news in Australian baseball circles. They're looking to play in the Chinese Professional Baseball League. That, of course, in Taiwan. And during the week, the CBPL approved the Australian team entering the minor league, so not the major level, but the minor level, for the second half of the 2019 season. So that's going to be fascinating. There'll be an Australian team in the Chinese professional minor leagues second half of next year. What an amazing pathway that's going to create.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely something interesting. I haven't seen too much of that Chinese professional league yet. It's a little bit different atmosphere of baseball. Lots of fans and a little more movement. Guys, like I mentioned before, about guys with the hit and run and the stealing. So be exciting for Australia to get a team involved in that and see how that grows from there.
I'd like to say good day to Matt Calkin, who's tuned in with the feed. Don't forget, if you're watching YouTube. And yeah, asking how many bite players and some changing in the broadcast. No Dan Vaughan this season, and that is a shame. Had the joy of having a lunch with Dan and Paul Morgan when they came over to Adelaide, and sort of forming a bit of a commentary fraternity brotherhood. And but no, Dan was watching the Dallas Cowboys live yesterday. It won't be an Australian summer without him. Matt will get to your question about the bite players shortly, but not much time to chat in this game, Rob, because we come to the bottom of the third, and the Clippers are up at bat again.
Yeah, we do have the Voita call to the bullpen here. We have a new pitcher in for the Crushers. He's going to be facing the heart of the order here. 3, 4, and 5. Evan LeBlanc, AC Carter, and Luke Rackebrand going to be for the Clippers. Trying to get those runs back they just gave up. We got a 3-3 game. For the battle for playoffs has begun in the second half already.
Give me a moment. Between Chapman, this guy, and Gross, they've got the Crushers seriously need a barber sponsor. 1-1 the count. Big swing and a miss. Once our internet comes up, I'll tell you who's pitching.
Yeah, good changeup to get ahead 1 and 2. LeBlanc was ahead of it. Be looking to drive something in the gap and get his team going here in the bottom of the third inning.
Making his first appearance on the hill.
Back-to-back changeups. Very nicely done there. Gets LeBlanc swinging. And
starting with a strikeout, it's Goodwood Indians' Luke Keogh on the hill, who only made 3 appearances for Goodwood last year, but they were good appearances, 5 innings pitched. 1. That's the way, well, you start your career, you'd like to continue. And he is bringing the heat early.
Yeah, young man moving his pitches around, good pitch selection. Like you mentioned, only had 5 innings last year, but 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and more than a strikeout per inning in his opportunity in the Division 1 of the SABL, and now he's getting his first opportunity here in the Wednesday Super League.
Yeah, he has got the locks flying, the ball flying, as he faces AC Carter, who puts that one into the softball, which of course you can watch on Spacequake Sports. They are the masters of local sports coverage. They're here through the whole Super League series. Also, softball games of the week as well. Just go to Spacequake Sports. Look them up on Facebook. Plenty of videos there to watch. Rugby union, gridiron, Aussie rules, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey. And I'm sure I've missed a couple of rugbies in there as well, probably.
Yes.
0-2 the count. The Yanks are looking for back-to-back Ks here.
Ball.
And puts it high.
I didn't even have to squat then, man. I could stand
Good
up.
setup pitch there, count 2-2.
So he's set up pitch. What's he setting up for?
This will be looking probably after something high, so now you're going to go low and away. And there's a drive by AC Carter. Will that one stay fair? That one is easily gone up on the hill, but just foul.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
That's the second one we've had just foul today. You got to be careful with AC Carter. Man, last couple of years with the Montpellier Barracudas, 2 years ago in La Rochelle, won a home run derby with 62 home runs.
62. They don't even have 62 in the majors in their home run derbies.
It was quite an impressive showing. I was actually there to see it. It was my pick to win that home run derby. Hit 21, 20, and 21 in 3 rounds.
Wow. Mind you, that is
another drive, and he's going to follow that one up too. That one is going to stay fair and just off the top of the fence. Hutchings can't quite bring it in, and Carter's going to coast into second base.
Yep.
Looked like he nearly had himself.
Nearly had him that one.
Had one right after he missed one. Got it up.
Well, if there's going to be any home run action tonight, it's going to be in left and left centre, no doubt about it. It is breezy,
Part of the year you can get him to go out.
but if you connect, and gee, they were two really good connections. But the Clippers with a, well, tied ball game. We're in for a big night, I think. Luke Rackenbrandt to the plate. He had he broke the streak. The first 4 Clipper batters got on with hits, and he ground into a double play. Scored a run in the process, but obviously doesn't want that stat to repeat itself. Pithar with a man at second. He has a big whiff at that one, and we'll go down 0-2 in the count.
Another big swinger in the Clippers batting order. Had a huge grand final 2 years ago with Port Adelaide against West Torrens. He had a few home runs here at West Beach. Another changeup. Seemed to be swinging, missing right through that changeup. LeBlanc was off it a little bit. Now Rackenbrandt's off it. We'll have the newcomer, Dakota Thompson, coming to the plate with his opportunity to give his team the lead.
Oh, Dakota, he struck out. So Dakota from the Northern Districts. Spent some time with him last year.
Yeah, he came over last year for the second half of the season. Only got an opportunity to be into 11 games, but he hit 275, 4 home runs, 3 doubles. There's a ground ball up the middle, bobbled, and it just flipped over to first for the easy out.
Alrighty, that will do it for the third. Clippers got one on, but left them stranded. It's a 3-3 ball game. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide. Thanks to Spacequake Sports.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
As you can see, a little bit of cloud about here in Adelaide this afternoon. I'll tell you what, it was overcast, it was dark. It was like the end of times here for a little while. But then it's all cleared up and we're going to have a pleasant, if not chilly evening. And we're going to enjoy some Super League Baseball. First game of a doubleheader. It's top versus bottom, but it's all tied up. The Dunmar Crushers will come to bat for the top of the 4th. They're 3. They're facing the Sweet Amber Clippers, who are also on 3. Connor Hill looks like he's going to make his way into a second inning of work. Got the first 2 out quickly, but then gave up 2 late runs. Didn't pitch last week. 5.59 ERA in the Baseball SA comp last year. Also hit .323. So as you often see in the state league level, Rob, players do well with both sides of the mound.
Yeah, we do have another Wojtek call to the pen here, but it is going to be another Glenelg Tiger. We've gone from Tim Day to Connor Hill, and now we're on to the Tigers ace, Chris Burkholder. Last week, he came in, and he may have saved the season for the Clippers. Got it.
Yes.
Got an out with 2 outs, bases loaded when they were already down a few runs. They were able to come back. He got 6 clean outs last week. 2 innings of work for his team. Held on, got himself a victory. Got the first one for the Clippers. Now he's on, looking to do the same thing here. We're in a 3-3 game. Looking to keep it going for his Clipper team.
Yeah, it was that key third out with the bases loaded when he first came on. Interesting way to make your first appearance in the competition, and you could just feel the momentum swing at that moment, and the Clippers never looked back. And you're saying that was a season saver?
It looked like it at that point, and with them at 0-3, going to 0-4 was going to be tough. He's got a good fastball, slider, changeup, and curveball. Chris was another one who was a little bit late getting to Adelaide this season. He was off in the Czech Republic playing with the Ostrava Arrows. He helped win themselves their first championship in a number of years, him and his teammate Terrell Joyce. And he pitched in the championship game. There's a ground ball up the middle. Brammer comes up, fires on the run over to first. Really the first out of the inning.
Yeah. He's got a went to university, not just any university. He's an Ivy League graduate, a psychology major at the Big Green of Dartmouth. And interesting degree to have as a baseball player, psychology, because we know a lot of this game is between the ears.
Especially as a pitcher. Baseball is a lot of a mental game. Starts with a fastball right down the middle, get hit 0-1. It's a lot of thinking man's position being a pitcher. There's that good slider that he has. It backdoors lefties. Last week, he got the lefties out on in that big inning that he had. There's another one. Just a chop at it from Underhill over to Brammer again for the easy 6-3 putout.
So Burkholder had a league-leading ERA of 1.05 from his 34 innings of work, 16 walks, 50 strikeouts. Gave up just the 1 home run. Yet to get an ERA thus far, just the 3 innings pitched, well, the 1 game pitched, the 1 hit, 2 strikeouts last week, and that key out. He's working through the Crushers order at the moment, 2 out, no 1 on. Nick Talbot, who popped out to second, is at bat in the 2nd inning. We're in the 4th now. This game going at it's pretty much on schedule to finish in the 2-hour mark. When they first played, we had our first time rule, and we only got in 6. And that started a whole lot of games that never went the full distance. That one is fouled down the third base line.
I've only got Yuli, so that one's going to come back in. So you might want to use that one.
Nick Talbot looking to improve his stats at this level. He went hitless last week, but had hits in his first 3 games. Using the DH tonight.
Ball.
Takes a good pitch on the outside corner. Faced each other on the weekend. Burkholder threw 5 shutout innings for his Tigers against Kensington Cardinals. The 2 would have had a couple opportunities then. And now the 2-2 pitch.
Yeah, we'll get you the
side.
And plus, Nick Talbot's up to bat.
We'll
After getting 2 ground balls to short, gone to a full count here against Talbot.
So this is where the Clippers gave up the runs last inning with a walk and a hit with 2 outs. That one fouled away. And of course, if Talbot does get on, you got Matt Hutchings coming, and he's been in hot form. We'll give you some scores, and Rob will give you his analysis from last week's baseball SA season. Another round of double headers, so plenty of baseball happening. I think back to single header games this weekend, because there is an all-star game on Saturday night, which we have to promote as well. Plenty happening in the world of South Australian baseball.
Yeah, it seems to be all happening in these next couple of weeks. We got to mention the All-Star game. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Another foul by Talbot, battling on those fastballs on the outside corner. We got the All-Star game. We got Super League. We got the Chinese baseball coming in.
And then the bite next Thursday.
Start next week. Exciting times.
Is indeed. 7:20 first pitch. Or was it 7 o'clock? Let's have to check that. As we've got, Nick Talbot walks, and here comes the hot man, Matt Hutchings. This is a matchup.
Another one of the hottest hitters in the Super Leagues. Big surprise they both belong to the Crushers so far between Landon Hernandez and Matt Hutchings with all the runs they've scored. He did have one in his first time at bat. He did have home run distance. Fortunately, just tailed a little bit foul for him. So Burkholder will have to work a little bit harder here with 2 outs and Talbot on first base.
Ball.
Looks at that on the outside. I'll just
slider on the outside. Going to try to stay away from the power of Matt Hutchings. Don't want him to be able to lift something. The fastball. Strike 1 right at the knees.
Should mention, the Adelaide Bide versus the Super League All-Stars will be a 7:20 first pitch here on Saturday night. Make sure you get out here, check it out. as eventually crosses the line, foul. So a bit of a warm-up for quite a few people. The bite head off to Brisbane. Probably the toughest ask in the ABL at the moment. Brisbane, of course, the three-peat champions. Look loaded again this season. And that'll be the Bite's first opponents. Thursday, Friday and Saturday double header. So Sunday off for the Bite boys to come back. And then, of course, they face Melbourne the week after. We'll talk about that a little later. As Burkholder gets Hutchings swinging. And that's the second strikeout for Hutchings tonight. And we keep it at a 3-3 ball game. Heading into the bottom of the fourth now. Scores from the Baseball SA comp. Henley and Grange played at the Adelaide Angels, the Rams, leaping up the ladder with a 4-2 and then a 15-4 win, as expected.
So far, the way that's been going, Adelaide had a rough start to the season so far. Henley and Grange needed a couple wins to stay right in it there.
Woodville travelled to East Torrens. No joy for the Senators. The Red Sox getting up 12-3 and 5-1. Northern District, here's the surprise. They went to Port Adelaide and split the series. The Reds winning the first game 3-0. Magpies getting up. Do you know, it could almost be the biggest win in Reds history?
That's a team that some of these other teams around the SABL aren't going to want to sleep on. They've got a lot of good young players that have been developing over the last few years, and now starting to put everything together. They got a couple wins already this year, and played tough games in the other ones that they have lost.
Huge series at Sturt hosting Southern District. Sturt getting up 1-0, and then a blowout 11-2, and that's propelled the Saints up to the top of the ladder. That was a big series win.
It's a big series. You had two teams that were both undefeated, 2 times Caps medalist. Dylan Brammer pitching for Southern Districts didn't quite have his stuff that day. He got beat up in the blowout, and then in the 1-0 game, it was a bottom of the 7th walk-off hit by Jackson Brebner-Russ. Complete game shutout for Josh Tyndall, so that was great performance by that young man.
All right, we'll give you the other scores, including the big ones involving the Kensington Cardinals. When we get a breath, we're back to the top. No, bottom, got me again. Bottom of the fourth. It's a 3-3 ball game. Clippers at bat. Probert, McGarry, Acosta at the second.
Luke Hugh on for his second inning of work here. Got through the first inning, had a 1-out double, but picked up a couple strikeouts and a ground ball to end the inning. For his first appearance here, he's working through. He's got 2-0 count. Fastball right down the middle. 2-1. Yep. Probert taking all the way.
Looks like he only knows one way home, and that's right down King William Street, right through the strike zone.
Well, that's a good way to start when you need outs. Little chopper again, shortstop. Cakebread over to first base Underhill for the first out of the inning.
All right. A big series was Goodwood, the Indians at West Torrens. They split it. West Torrens got up 7-2 in the first game. Goodwood 11-8. So 2 teams you expect to be around the mark come finals time.
Yeah, definitely. 2 very strong organizations, and West Torrens had a little rough start, but they've picked it up as I would have predicted that they did, and they're right back in there and sitting right near the top as well.
Right back in the mix. Sam McGarry, who was walked at his first at-bat.
Oh, wow. Who's got that?
Hits that one long and deep. Hutchings going back, and with the flight of the ball makes a nice catch. Thought he had lost it.
Shoulder catch there by Matt Hutchings. He looked like he'd kind of cut the route a little bit short as he went to his left. Was able to get it over his shoulder there.
I'm walking backwards.
And the final doubleheader last Sunday, the Tigers at Kensington. Glenelg 8-2 and then 8-7.
Ran in some good pitching on the weekend. First, Chris Burkholder is pitching for the Clippers currently. Phil Costa hit the first ball over to second baseman, up over to first base for the third out.
Just what you wanted, a
Saved
quick
by the
out,
bell.
so we move on. We go to the fifth, and this one's in a fascinating position. It runs early, but it's starting to tighten up now. It's the Crushers 3, Clippers 3. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide on Spacequake Sports.
specialised knowledge, ability to deliver, and professionalism are keys to our successful relationship. A friendly and experienced team.
She got two little horns and they give me a little bit.
Well, to the fifth we go. You can see we've got 45 minutes to get through the fifth and sixth, so pretty much on schedule. Just to finish off the baseball SA wrap, the ladder after 7 rounds. Port and Sturt with 6 wins, Goodwood 5. Southern Districts, West Torrens and Glenelg round out the 6 with 4 wins. Kensington on the edge with 3, along with Henley and Grange and East Torrens. Then it drops to Northern Districts, 2 wins, but they're ahead of Golden Grove and Adelaide on 1, and Woodville, the Port Senators, yet to register a win. Games next week quickly. Goody Indians have the bye. The Hawks at the Angels, Magpies at the Red Sox. West Torrens at Glenelg will be a biggie. Northern Districts travel to the Rams of Henley and Grange. Golden Grove to the league-leading Sturt. And your boys, the Cardinals of Kensington, Rob, have a chance for redemption against Woodville at Woodville.
Yeah, we'll definitely be going into a little bit of hostile territory. Woodville, you mentioned, don't have a win yet this year, so they'll be hungry to get one. We're definitely going to have to play well to earn that victory. Burkholder misses 4 straight to start the top of the 5th inning off here. Herrera, leadoff man over to first base, and the Crushers have something going again.
They do. Second walk given up by Burkholder thus far. No damage from the first one to Talbot, but it's a lead-off walk, and those lead-off walks tend to cause issues as the inning progresses. Josh Cakebread comes in, he struck out, singled to first. Got a stolen base in there as well, if I've got this right, and is looking to bunt.
Something we haven't seen much out of the Crushers the first 4 weeks, the small ball.
Well, we've had Ben Andrews hitting them all over the ballpark, and Matt Hutchings for that matter. Haven't really needed to go there.
Quick feet there from Burkholder, snap throw over to first base, keeping Herrera close.
One of the questions from Matt is any bite players out here tonight? Well, a couple in the rookie squad, which we'll mention shortly. Landon Hernandez and Creswell and Cakebread, Nick Talbot are all former bite players. Matt Hutchings is on the rookie list. From the Clippers side, well, there's a few. Alex Carter is a former bite player. Dylan Ridding is on the rookie list. And Jordan McArdle, fresh from the under-23s. Drafted through the week as expected, but not in the lineup tonight. Probably still adjusting from the jet lag of that big under-23 tournament.
Yeah, congratulations to the under-23 team. Another, and he gets it down. Burkholder's just going to tag him himself for the first out of the inning. Sacrifice bunt by Josh Cakebread. Job done. Turns it over to Gary Owens, the marquee addition to the lineup tape, back from his German team, the Heidenheim Heidenkopf.
Which is the herd head, I think it translates to, or something like that. Their mascot's a life-size teddy bear, which I'm sure scares all the little kids.
Heidenkopf is a major sponsor, so it's not really a team name. It's a major sponsor that they use in their team. Heidenheim is the part of Germany, part of the city that they'd be from.
Now I'm interested, went to this scoring course last night, as I mentioned, and I'm just trying to work out how that out would have been done here. Because, of course, it wasn't thrown to first, so it wasn't a 1-3.
No, you
was
get
just
the
a
rare
1.
1U.
1U, 1 unassisted.
And gets the call there to even the count 1-1.
So big chance here for the Crushers to take the lead. Had the lead at the bottom of the... They had the first lead with the first run. Owens puts that one right at the second base umpire. Should be an easy pickup for Brammer. But Herrera's getting advanced every out and is now 90 feet from home. And would you say that they would be 2 sacrifices?
The first one is a sacrifice bunt. That one is just a ground out. That one's going to hurt the average there, because that's It's a productive out, but not exactly what he would have wanted.
Wouldn't consider that a sacrifice. Because we were talking about sacrifices last night, and it was all about whether you could, it's sort of like a criminal court, could you prove intent?
Yeah, there was no intent to try to get himself out there.
Okay.
There's another flare from Hernandez. That one's going to go foul. Rackenbrett tracks it down, goes to his knee to make a great catch to keep Hernandez from getting his 4th RBI of the day.
That is a huge out because it keeps
my umpire to be a little further over.
It keeps the scoreless inning and the game tied. I'd like to thank a couple of sponsors that, of course, make all this work for us. Of course, talking sponsors in SA Baseball. You can't look past SA Power Networks. They are proud to support the Adelaide Bite in baseball in South Australia for another season. SA Power Networks, strong corporate citizens with a real connection to local communities through various groups, sports, organisations and community clubs. We thank them for their continued support. SA Power Networks, the longest running sponsor in SA Baseball, and it will be great to see them, the major sponsor of our very own Adelaide Bite, for yet another season. So this one, Rob, at the moment, it's hard to pick a winner.
Yeah, both teams started off quick. We have 3-1 after the first inning, 3-3 after 3, and now it's gone into a little bit more of a pitcher's duel. We've got a couple of the star pitchers in with Burkholder in there, and then Luke Keogh getting his first opportunity, did a great job. Here we have another pitching change for the Dunmark Crushers. Going to be another Wojtek call to the bullpen here. It's going to be the youngster Jasper Clark. Another one is getting his first opportunity. Young man from West Torrens. Didn't really have an opportunity last year in the Division 1 in the SABL. He's getting a shot here in the Super League to see his wares.
Jasper named in the under-18 squad. In fact, there's 9 members of that under-18 squad who are in a Super League squad. So yet to play. This will be his first hurl from the hill. Might even be his first time pitching here at West Beach. You never know.
Very possible, and welcome to the Super League, young man. You get the top of the order, 2-time caps, middle Dylan Brammer, the young French catcher Theo Lacmeche, and then Evan LeBlanc and AC Carter, both power hitters.
Oh, man. Plenty of experience there. Of course, the Baseball SA, I said it was a busy week. They announced the 2019 under-18 team and under-16 teams. That'll go to the National Youth Championships at Blacktown in January. We'll mention some of those names through the course of this inning, but one of them, well, he's going to have a big week in Blacktown. This might just be a great preparation. Young Jasper Clark from West Torrens. Just misses on the inside for a first pitch of ball. So we've gone, I reckon, to the top of the order. Dylan Brammer, as you mentioned, Lachschmeth and LeBlanc, coming up. So the other Super League players, Liam Bull, Jasper Clark, Joe Glias, a man we've seen already in Sachiro Suzuki, Jack Higginbotham, who pitched last week, Josh Legard, Jacob Scott, who played last week, Blake Farr, who's been on fire, and Tyson McGee, who doesn't need much of an introduction. Oh, what work there at shortstop. Jeremy
It goes
Creswell.
in the books as a 6-3, but that's another great play there by Jeremy Creswell, the veteran shortstop. Goes to his backhand, and you knew he didn't have time. Up and jump throw, Jeter-esque across the diamond.
Was he having trouble seeing over the pitcher and he needed to get a bit of yes.
There we go, another one of the newcomers, Theo Lacmeche, who was with Les Lions de Savigny-sur-Orge.
You got to help me with a lot of things, Rob. French being one of them. So just repeat that for me.
So the team was the Lions. So
the Lions,
Les
right.
Lions, and it's Savigny-sur-Orge is the city.
Savigny-sur-Orge.
Savigny-sur-Orge.
I see. Okay. And I mentioned he's got the future of world baseball in his hands. We know that baseball is back at the Olympics.
Yeah,
in Tokyo,
it's going to be definitely exciting to see some of the new countries get involved.
The way the Olympics are scheduled, it's Tokyo 2020, Paris 2024, LA 2028. So you know baseball is going to be a demonstration sport in Tokyo and a demonstration sport in LA, but what about Paris? How much will the French want baseball there may depend on how well their national team goes. So Theo, go well, mate, because we want Olympics in Paris in 2024. As that one is hit down, straight down the throat of centre fielder Gary Owens, because the Olympic federations, whoever they did it, they had a vote for the last regular team in the Olympics. It was between wrestling and baseball/softball. More countries involved with wrestling by the looks of it because they won the vote. So baseball, softball are only in the Olympics at the moment as a demonstration sport at the bequest of the host city. So we hope French baseball has quite a good run and the French decide, let's keep it going.
Yeah, we definitely do want to keep baseball in the Olympics. Hopefully it is something that these cities... There's a pitch fastball on the outside corner. Because there are... I know the British Baseball Federation is putting lots of money into their baseball team at the Olympic level, and so are some of the other. There's a curveball that will say just a bit outside.
Yeah, g'day to Bob Euchre. That's probably the wildest pitch we've seen so far tonight. We're having a discussion again at the Scorers about what's a wild pitch and what's a pass ball. That was a no-doubter.
Yeah, that one would have been easily considered a wild pitch if there was anyone on base. And he misses high again. 3-1. Not exactly count to a hitter you want to fall behind to.
No.
You've got a couple power hitters here in Emma LeBlanc and AC Carter.
So got two out. And he got the walk. And you get the... So Connor, when you go 2, one pitcher goes 1. And quite often you might throw the youngster in for that role. We saw Connor Hill get the 1 for the Clippers. You think it might be the youngster here in Clark getting the 1 for the Crushers. And they might finish with, say, Dave Carroll, I would suggest, might be their man.
Well, it looks like we are going to have a Wojtek call to the bullpen.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the veteran SABLer making his 4th season here, the one who just got back recently. Gary Owens.
Gary Owens, okay.
Is going to take the mound. He is one of the two-way players. Just got back from Germany recently. Didn't do much pitching in Germany. Didn't have to. Just an offensive machine over there. But he does have some numbers in the SABL as a pitcher. Last year with Woodville, he went 1-4, 27 innings, an ERA of 5.93, 19 strikeouts in 27 innings.
So Matt, just checking, I think we've covered all the bite players that have been playing.
I think the only one that we may have missed is Todd McDonald, who will be an interesting selection for the Adelaide Bite.
Of course.
He's made his way over here from Victoria area, I believe it is, and for a chance to be on the Bite, he's been named as one of the players to be.
He's one of the signings. So the rookie list was announced. Matt Hutchings, well, we've seen Matt tonight. Harrison Nucky from Sturt. Blake Farr from East Torrens. He's with the Carp side. Dalton Probert is out here tonight. Mitch Lightbody, you'll see with the Wasps later on, as you'll see Mason Clavel. Griffin Weber, who's been with the Clippers but not playing tonight. Same with Dylan Ridding. Tyson McGee and Ryan Duncan. All of those 10 players on the Bites rookie list very involved in Super League action.
Good curveball there to start. 0-1 on AC Carter. These two are going to know each other fairly well from traveling around Europe, playing a couple of different tournaments, and then, of course, here in the SABL the last number of years.
Yep.
A foul straight back by Carter, who's on that fastball.
So it's a community within a community, isn't it? That, you know, we've got Germany, Czech Republic, Poland, France, yourself, and I think I saw one of the players here is with Austria. If that one's popped up, Herrera says, I'm going to take that one. That'll do it. So, Owens, what was that? 2 pitches? Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it did his job. Get a man on base. Got one of the better hitters of the league, AC Carter. Pop up on the infield. Turn it over and hope his offense can get him some runs to get them ahead.
So those rookie listers join the signed players so far. Curtis Mead, Aaron Whitefield, the youngster from Queensland, Mitch Edwards, catcher from Sydney, Stephen Wells, the sheriff is back, Jordan McArdle, Jackson Brebner-Russ, Marcus Solbach, Angus Rozier, and then some pitchers, Ryan Shafi, Kurt Heyer, Todd McDonald we mentioned, Nick Hutchings, Greg Moselle, Nick Schrumpet, Ryan January, Michael Geddes, and Tom Fitzgerald, who pitched in the Super League, and Jared Wilson, who had a tryout in the Super League. They are the Bite official signings thus far.
The exciting part that we've had in the Super League here has been Jared Wilson. He's over in Brisbane with one of the teams from Pine Hills, but flew himself up here to get an opportunity with the Adelaide Bite. Did a good job with it and got himself a contract.
We'd like to thank the wonderful support for Super League Baseball of Black Chrome. They are Super League Baseball Adelaide's official apparel provider, the most reliable baseball supplier in Australia. You can visit Black Chrome online and experience the exceptional quality, service and reliability for yourself. Go to blackchrome.com.au. And is that
we got another
Terrell
Wojtek
Joyce
call to the bullpen. We got Terrell Joyce taking the mound. He was in the original starting lineup in the outfield. Last minute change had Phil Acosta take over for him, but he was never put into the game, so he's still available. Here he's come in to pitch in the top of the 6th inning.
Terrell Joyce. As you mentioned, Czech Republic, the Ostrava Arrows, where he hit .421, 29 home runs. Says nothing about any pitching, but he has pitched in 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. So watch out, anything could happen here.
Well, Terrell is one of the two-way players of the SABL. He can get on the mound, he can throw it. He's got a very tight slider and throws fairly hard, mid-up 80s with a fastball. But yeah, he didn't need to pitch in Ostrava. He just needed to hit his 29 home runs and drive-in runs for them because he was a hitting machine over there.
So you can see the clock there. Just keep an eye on it. We're at the top of the 6th. And 28 minutes. So I think we should get through the 6th in just under half an hour. You would hope we would anyway.
Yeah, we do have the 2-hour limit of the Super League. You can see we have the 28 minutes and 37 seconds there. Another fastball. Oh, just off the glove of Joyce. Barehand play. McGarry can't quite come up with it. Going to be an infield single there for Todd McDonald to get the Crushers going here in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, people might say, well, gee, there was 2 fumbles. How can there not be an error there? But, of course, very rarely you'll see an error given to a pitcher because it's the ordinary effort. Anytime a pitcher gets a hand to a comebacker, that is extraordinary, let alone grasping it.
It's one of the things that pitchers should normally, they're told to just get out of the way of the ball because probably was an easy 4-3 put out, but your intuition takes over and you want to make a play. Yep. And we got the Crushers playing small ball again. Get the sack bunt down. Easy 1-3 put out, moves McDonald up to second base. We got 1 out, another man scoring position for the Crushers.
The reason why there was no error on the second baseman was that by the time it came to him before the fumble, there wasn't an out to be made. So his fumble didn't cause the player to be safe. He was already there.
Yeah, it would have been another one of those exceptional plays. He had no chance but to barehand it, and when he went to get it, just picked it up and dropped it. That's an extraordinary play for a second baseman to make barehanded.
So Underhill, as this game goes up a notch, we're in the 6th, it's all tied up. This is really could be a separation game or one that just brings everything closer together. Underhill puts that one towards short. Just going to go for the 1 out. As McDonald was well advanced to third, so McDonald gets the single, gets 2 advancements. We're not going to give that a sacrifice.
No, that won't be a sacrifice. That'll be a 5-3 or 6-3, sorry, ground out. Going to give the veteran Nick Talbot an opportunity to drive in the go-ahead run here.
Yeah.
Again, his bat got a little bit hot on the weekend for Kensington. Hit his first home run. It was a line drive over the left field fence. He got to walk his last time against Burkholder after a tough 8-pitch at bat. We'll see what he does this time. Takes the slider well outside for ball 1.
Walked it his last at bat, but was left stranded. Also popped up to second. Is it starting to get a little bit dark here? Some clouds. Not sure if there's rain coming. Shouldn't affect this game. As Joyce gets that one over the home plate and ties the count up at 1 apiece. Crushers are 3-1. Clippers are 1-3 in the standings. They bookend them with the Wasps and the Carp at 2-2 in the middle. Clippers win. It's 1 game between top and bottom. Crushers win. It's 3 games. It is quite a big match. And this is quite a big at-bat. 2 out, but a man on third for Crushers. Talbot pops that up. Should be playable and is for Brammer. So again, the Crushers threaten to come away empty-handed. We remain tied at 6. Halfway through the 6th, and we'd like to remind you that Denmark is a great sponsor of the Crushers. They're a full-service electronic component and peripherals distributor, and they supply the most well-known brands from around the world. The team at Denmark has been at the core of electronic component distribution for 20 years. 25 minutes to get through the bottom of the 6th, and then we're guaranteed going full distance in the opening game of Week 5. You're with Rob Ushy, Phil Hidden, Super League Baseball. Wasps and Carp. Rob, little preview while we got a break here. Your thoughts?
Oh, I've been pretty much wrong on all these accounts of who's going to win these games these last couple of weeks. But the Carp are playing very good baseball right now. They come on. They're a young team that's showing that they want it. And the Wasps have a little bit older team, a little bit more power hitting lineup that just hasn't caught fire yet. They've had a couple. Last week they threw the ball around. And it looked a little ugly in one inning to say, and it cost them that game. So they're going to be looking to protect the baseball a little bit and try to get that high-powered offense going. But the Carp, with the momentum they're running, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, and of course you'll see that live on Spacequake Sports. When this one is done, we'll take a half-hour break. We'll swap the play-by-play guy around and bring in Fraser, we think, or maybe Eric's back. We'll wait and see on that. Leg Rackerbrand set to get us underway. Straight back at the pitcher, and that will... So Gary Owens, he 1 out in the 5th. He's back in the 6th, and he's working through this lineup pretty quickly.
Yeah, first pitch there, breaking a bat. Got the first out. He's now gotten his 2 outs on about 5 pitches here.
Dakota Thompson, his first start, he struck out and ground out, looking for his first hit at Super League level. Looks like a pretty well-worn helmet there. I guess when you find a helmet that you like, you don't... It's all part of that superstition, isn't it? You find something you like, you're reticent to give it up.
Yeah, lots of baseball players have superstitions, and even the ones that claim they don't, myself, we always find ways to have to do things or move seats or do something, so...
As that one is well hit, it is a fair ball, Herrera. Oh, what a web jam! Wow! Fired up at the hot corner. And he stole that single away from Dakota Thompson. Watch this, folks.
Showing off his athletic ability here. Line drive down third, diving play, up on his feet. Shows off that good arm.
And with steps to spare. Wow.
And quickly, the Clippers now have 2 outs, nobody on base.
Yep. That'll just be a run-of-the-mill 5-3 put out. Herrera leads the league in assists with 9 coming into tonight. Dalton Probert puts that one long to centre. And that is an easy out. And that is an exceptionally quick. We had 25 minutes. It took 4. We will take a break. You are watching Super League Baseball Adelaide as we head to the 7th, thanks to Spacequake Sports.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got two little horns and they give me a little bit.
And welcome back to Benefield West Beach in Adelaide. Voitech is a proud South Australian telecommunications company. They provide landline, high-speed internet and mobile phone services for business. They promise three things. They will save you money, they will provide an abundance of functionality, and they will excel in local service. In summary, they just do it better. For more information, visit voitech.com.au. And my final read, and my favourite read, Rob. In fact, do you want to read this one?
Oh, the Sweet Amber. Perched on the main strip of Seaside Village Semaphore, Sweet Amber Brew Crew is inspired by and is an ode to beer. Beer is everywhere. Empty bottles grace the shelves. The fridges are lined top to bottom with it. The 4 taps pour it, and the chef uses it in all her recipes. Go say hi to the folks at Sweet Amber Brew Crew next time you're in Semaphore, or grab one right behind home plate during the Adelaide Bite season.
Well,
this is a first pitch pop-up. Left fielder's going to be played at the plate as it's dropped, laid in, and Matt Hutchins called out at second base. A little unhappy with that. Popped the first pitch up to left field there. A little bit of miscommunication between Acosta and Brammer as the wind swirled a little bit. Great job by Acosta to find the ball, make a good throw to second base, and a quick tag there by Sam McGarry.
so just to go through the scoring with that one, because as you know, I'm working my way through these scoring things. So, got the first, so he's got the single. Then he tried to advance to second and was tagged out on the advancement.
That was a good slider there from Terrell Joyce, 0-1. That would end up being a single just as the wind carries that ball. Single, and then he's 7-4 put out, trying to take the extra base.
Yeah, okay. As Herrera hits that one hard, line drive to right. He's got on base 3 times out of 4 tonight, 2 hits, a ground out, a walk. And again, he gives the Crushers a chance.
Yeah, a good slider that ended up probably about a foot outside the strike zone there from Terrell Joyce, but Herrera stayed with it off the end of the bat for a single into right field. Here in the top of the 7th, the Crushers have something going with only 1 out.
You mentioned Dylan Brammer went a few innings on the weekend, so he's not pitching tonight. Burkholder's pitched. No Tyler Chappell tonight that we've seen so far. They're putting their faith in Terrell Joyce to pitch this one out. Of course, we then go into a whole new set of rules, and you would have seen it when the Clippers played the Wasps, of international rules.
Yeah, I've been waiting to see if we are going to get into it, but that'll be in the 8th if we get that far. Another opportunity for Acosta in left field. Had trouble last time. This time he camps under it for the 2nd out of the inning. And Herrera still at first base.
So Gary Owens has pitched, so he can't play, so we've got a new hitter.
It's a bit the left fielder, Charlie Ashcroft, when Owens came in to pitch. Ashcroft took over in left and Hutchings switched over to center. One of the rules of the Super League, you can stay in there. There goes Herrera. Good throw from Carter. Up.
Good luck.
And just under. Stolen base for Herrera. Gets himself in scoring position with 2 out. Base hit could give him a lead here in the last inning.
Yeah. 2 outs. Man in scoring position. This is where each pitch means something that little bit more. Trying to break the deadlock. Clippers will bat at the bottom, so we're not in walk-off territory.
Good tight slider on the outside corner. Ashcroft falls behind 0-2.
So Joyce is a strike away from taking the tied ball game into the bottom of the 7th. The Crushers are hit away from taking the lead. Ball put that one, and the umpire looked at that and said no dice. No strike for you.
See, the pitcher wanted that one. Joyce was already walking off to the dugout. But umpire Ian Revel said, no, that one was a little too far outside. 1 and 2.
1 and 2, 2 out. Man on second. That one right back at Joyce. 1 to 3. To the bottom of the 7th we go in a 3-all ball game. It's getting interesting, and of course, speak of interesting, the Australian Baseball League. Huge season. We go from 6 teams to 8. Geelong, Korea, and the Tuatara of Auckland. Speaking of road trips, first up, Auckland travel to Perth. G'day to Matt. Matt says, do you think Perth can beat Auckland? I just hope Auckland can get there.
Looking at that roster that Auckland's starting to put together, they look like they're going to be strong their first season in the ABL. You know they're going to have a good manager. Stephen Mintz, he was the manager of the Bite for a couple of years here, still part of the Texas Rangers organization, so you know he'll be ready to go with them. And Perth seems to always be tough in the ABL.
Yeah, had one bad year, and they were right back into it back in the playoffs this year. For the Adelaide Bite, we start in Brisbane, but it all starts here. November 22, Thursday night, 7:20 first pitch, and the best place to watch the Bite is live at the ballpark. There's going to be some big changes here over the next couple of weeks. You won't recognize, let's just say, I guarantee you will not recognize the place for the opening game, and we'll leave it at that. Get yourself a membership. The adult membership, $250 is a reserved seat, personalised membership card. You're right behind in the Mark Hutton grandstand. Lanyard stickered, members hat, discount on merchandise, members experiences, and I like this, thinking positive, priority access to finals. General membership, $175, and of course the kids club, just $20, includes a season ticket. Only make it to 10 games, it's $110 for adults, 4 games, just $50. There's a package for everyone. Get into it, your Adelaide Bite this summer at West Beach.
I'm excited to see what these changes are going to be at West Beach. I'm going to have to be here for the first home games.
That's a strong hit, should be fouled and is. One bounce into the bullpen.
We do have a little bit of a change here for the Crushers as Gary Owens is in her second inning of work. Because Super League you only get 6 outs. He has 2 outs remaining.
Yes.
Anthony O'Hara is down in the bullpen getting warm. So Cakebread is slid over to third. A line drive into left field. Going to be over Charlie Ashcroft's head. That one's going to carry off the fence. Sam McGarry's going to head to second. The throw's going to go to the shortstop. He's getting for a leadoff and double. And the Clippers have something going here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, we saw Herrera get on and couldn't get around. That was not far from being the game ender. So now we go to the 9-hitter, Acosta, then back up to Brammer and Lakshmi. So we're going to see
You're going to make a change or not?
a fair bit of the Clippers' best batters here at the bottom of the 7th, a coaches conference. There's a warm-up happening in the bullpen.
Yeah, Anthony Herrera's down there. He was at third. Getting himself ready as the closer. Josh Cakebread slid over to third, and Chris Sims has taken over at second base, and he'll hit in Anthony Herrera's leadoff spot if they continue into this game for extra innings. But Crusher's got to navigate this inning now. Leadoff runner, second base, nobody out. Phil Acosta handles the bat very well. You look for him, he does have a number of bunt singles every year in the SABL, so you're looking for him to probably lay one down here, get a runner.
So
and looks like we're going to have an intentional walk to Phil Acosta.
Ooh. Now that's something, I reckon that's the, you can correct me, Rob, because you've seen every pitch in this competition, but I don't think we've had an intentional walk thus far.
We may not have, but it is also the odd decision. You've come up, we now have Dylan Brammer who handles the bat very well.
Yep.
We have another.
But, I mean, that intrigues me to a point. I mean, of all the batters to intentionally walk, your number 9 hitter?
Yeah, they're setting up for the double play. They're looking for a ground ball out of Brammer. Or they're looking to see if the Clippers still do want to play the small ball and use one of their strongest hitters to bunt him over and almost give himself up.
So I mean, the Clippers only need 1 run. So it's all the case, I guess, who's at first doesn't matter. It's who's at second for the moment. And I guess man at first who puts the force in play. I don't know. I mean, this is your baseball strategy understanding is light years
the science
ahead
of
mine.
baseball.
But for
the manager's point of who's coming up and who's next and who do you want to face instead of.
I understand the intentional walk of a key hitter. And all due respect to young Phil Acosta, not sure that was the scenario. So we're at the top of the order with no one out. So Brahma, Lakshma and the blank, barring a double play, are all going to get an at-bat. And if one of them can get a hit, then the Clippers are going to get a walk-off. And this would be, well, they suffered the walk-off loss first game against the Wasps. They have a chance to return the favour, I think. That's the only walk-off we've had so far.
That's it. Yeah, we've had 1 walk-off. We've had 1 international rules game. And we may working on 1 of those again here tonight.
So fielding-wise, any changes here? Where would you... Outfield looks pretty settled in a normal spot. Obviously, you've got a man closer to second base to keep McGarry honest, which opens up the 5.5 hole, you would think. You've also conceded, to be fair, your best man at third by putting him on the hill. Interesting couple of outs. Hope you're enjoying it. Super League Baseball, what a way to spend your Wednesday. Rob
Crushers
Ushy
have brought their closer in here.
Yep.
Trying to get themselves into the extra innings. Remmer showing bunt, pulls it back. He does pull it down, takes strike 1, behind 0-1.
Nowhere near.
An opportunity where he may have even outthought himself down that one there. Showed bunt, faked it, pulled it back,
Herrera
and then
had
faked it again.
Louisiana Monroe, the Warhawks, college record for saves. Not the scenario here. We've got a bunt and everyone's advancing. And that's your sacrifice bunt that does the job. 1 out. And the winning run is 90 feet away. Beautifully executed by Dylan Brammer.
And this is we're going to see from the coaching staff from the Crushers if they want to put him on. They are. They're going to put the new young man who's hit the ball well tonight. He has a single. Great play by Herrera at third and a flyout. He's going to get the intentional walk. So the bases are going to be loaded for the power hitting Evan LeBlanc.
So we go 9 games without an intentional walk. Then we have 2 and 3 at bats. That's sometimes how baseball works.
Yeah.
So the Cardinal marquee, Evan LeBlanc.
The outfielders will be in to a point where they feel they can throw.
Has a big swing at the first pitch and misses.
Time. You need to
Start with that little frisbee slider that Herrera has. He's not the conventional over-the-top pitcher. He is a little more of the sidearm slinger.
Yep.
He's got a good slider. We've seen it move from one side of the batter's box to the other here in Super League. See if LeBlanc can stay on one and drive one to the outfield.
A double play, and we are in extras. A hit, and the Clippers are victorious. LeBlanc singled, got the first RBI, struck out, walked at his last at-bat. Well, not an at-bat because he was walked, but you know what I mean. Down 0-2. Fouled. Just had to get a bit of bat on that, and he did.
Yes, Alex.
So it's Herrera's count. Clippers have, barring the double play, 2 outs to find a hit. Alex Carter is next up. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout for Herrera. Bases loaded, tied game. Bottom of the 7th, in a 7-innings game. This is your Disney movie scenario, Rob.
This is the spot that every hitter wants to be part of. Opportunity to win a baseball game for your team. Bases loaded, 2 out in the bottom of the inning. At the same time, for any relief pitcher, any closer, this is what you want.
Yeah.
You want the opportunity. You just got a big out there with a strikeout. You want to follow it up with another one here and get your team excited. There's that frisbee slider for strike one.
Get some good movement on that. I think Carter thought that was going on the inside, then it crossed the plate. Herrera gets his single. Again, tries it and he gets it again. In cricketing terms, he's got the in-swinger working beautifully.
Well, he's recognized it. A.C. Carter is going to be Herrera's regular catcher in the SABL, so he should know him fairly well. Here comes the 0-2.
And struck him out with bases loaded. To extras we go. Wow, Herrera, what an effort. And the intentional walks worked a treat.
That's when everything works out perfectly for a manager. He made all the right decisions there. Players did it for him. Now the momentum slides over to the Crushers, who will be looking to get something going here. We do have international rules to start the 8th inning.
Well, we're still under 150.
Yes.
Just. So we're okay to go one more inning, and I would suspect if we go through 8 and there is no score, that's ball game and we're tied.
Yeah.
So umpires having a little bit of a discussion. Are we?
Yes.
So I think Eric just confirmed over the PA that that's the way it's going to work. We will have a winner in this inning, or we'll have no one, and they will start off with the international rules with men on first and second, no one out. This was not something we covered in the scorers meeting last night, Rob. So.
Well, so it looks like for internationals, what it's going to be is you're going to get first and second, runners on first and second to start the inning. Nobody out, and you just go and you play baseball from there. So we're going to see little action right off the bat. Either we're going to see some bunting, hit and run, but there's going to be already trouble for a pitcher, and we do have a Wojtek called the bullpen, as Dylan Brammer is going to take over on the mound for the Clippers, trying to get out of the trouble that the international rules are going to set for them.
Well, this is it, because full pitch count not an issue. Brammer wasn't expecting to get a call up because you're not planning to go an 8. He's out there
this will be the exciting part of the international rules, and you mentioned about scoring for. If either of those runs that are out there score, they don't count as earned runs towards the pitcher.
Yeah. So, international rules, is a par that you should score at least one run in this scenario?
You'd hope to.
Yeah.
I've even been part of international rules games back home in Canada in championships that we've ended up playing 3 innings. 3.5 innings, and not scoring runs the first couple times out with international rules. It's traditional thing to do is to bunt, but when you're the Crushers and you have your leading RBI and hitter at the plate, Landon Hernandez, I don't think we're going to see a bunt to start the top of the 8th.
Yep.
I think you're going to see him swinging away.
Well, Crushers have scored 3 runs, and he has batted them all in. Welcome to some bonus baseball. Overtime. Top of the 8th. Cakebread is at second.
That was very tentative.
Brammer looking for an easy first out. Not 100% who is at first, but it's a Cardinals helmet, Rob, so I'm hoping you can assist me with that.
Running down there at first, it looks like, I believe it's Charlie Ashcroft from East Torrens.
Could be Ashcroft.
It'll be the last 2 outs from previous inning.
I thought that was fun.
That would be Ashcroft.
He would be the last out hitting for Gary Owens, so he should be at first, and then Cakebread at second base.
Okay, so it all reconciles out. Hernandez, McDonald, and Creswell are the 3 that are due up. That one put right at, well, it's not Brammer because he's pitching double play. That is a great start for the Clippers.
A big turn there. Dalton Probert in from right field takes over at shortstop. Turn and flips with his new partner at second base, Sam McGarry. They've been there for the first 3-4 games of this Super League. 1 pitch, 2 outs and leaves it up to Todd McDonald here. still the go-ahead run on third base with 2 outs this time.
McDonald. Sacrifice not in play. That double play is huge because it's a 2-out scenario now.
And again, we have teammates against each other. Todd McDonald, Dylan Brammer, both for the Southern Districts Hawks.
Missed the last 2 games. Back tonight. Huge at bat. Looks that one. Missed the inside. 1-1. So we've had so far tonight, looking at the box score, 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 errors for the Crushers, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Clippers. There's the pitch, low in the dirt, and of course, passed ball is a big moment here. Anything behind the catcher, and that could be ball game.
You have to be able to trust your catcher. Dylan Brammer throws a very good splitter, something that he's always going to throw in the dirt. He's worked with AC Carter the last couple of years at Port Adelaide, so he's going to have full trust and be able to throw that pitch anytime he wants.
Cakebread's at third. The count is now 3-1. It's been a big swing back and forth. The rules give the advantage to the hitting side, but the double play put it back the Clippers' way. And that gets the strike, and where else would you want to be but with a full count, with 2 out, in your 8th with a man on third.
3-2.
Crushers had this opportunity many times tonight.
Yep,
Runners on base, haven't been able to cash them. See if they can do it here. 3-2 pitch from Brammer.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Fouled away. Well, we wish Todd McDonald the best, continuing his baseball journey in bike colours. And all going to plan. He'll be going back to Queensland to start off his ABL career. Didn't play for the Bandits at all. Looked at that one, looked to strike, and Cakebread is stranded at third. The Clippers get out of it, and they can try and walk it off once again.
Once again, Crushers have left runners on base. Tonight is going to be their, if they end up losing this game, could be their downfall.
We've ticked over 1 hour 50. Clippers have still got a hit. So this is it. I think the Crushers can't win.
Who were your last 2 outs, please?
No, it looks like because we have the 2-hour limit and the possibility of having a draw, this will be the last at bat. Clippers have a chance to walk off and win this one again. Crushers are going to be trying to get the draw. They're still in first place. A loss will hurt them a lot more than a draw. So they'll be trying to keep that loss column at a 1.
We were having a chat to Tank Adamson before about tiebreakers and said, you know, we shouldn't have any tiebreaker issues because everyone's playing each other 3 times, unless, of course, we start to see some ties. And lo and behold, very next game, that is very much a possibility.
Let's go, guys.
Well, we will be starting the international rules. We're going to have Evan LeBlanc starting at second base. It'll be a runner for AC Carter since he's the catcher. We'll be at first base. We'll see who the Clippers decide to choose that. But we are going to have Luke Rackenbrandt, Dakota Thompson, and Dalton Probert coming up. 5, 6, and 7 hitters in their lineup. See if they choose to play the bunt, move them over, or have Rackenbrandt swing away like the Crushers tried to do with Landon Hernandez.
I guess the thing about the bunts is you're very hard to be out on the double play on a bunt. And that's what did in the Denmark Crushers in their half of the 8th.
The young man Jack Dawson running at first base. Little less experience on the bases with Dawson at first, but Evan LeBlanc has lots of experience at second base.
His worst nightmare will be a short pop-up, wondering what to do. There's a bunt, everyone advance. Play at third. Got him. Smart work by Herrera. I think that was Herrera who picked it up.
Yeah.
To realise there was a play at third because it ain't there often.
Great job there. We can see the Crushers run the defensive wheel play as the shortstop beats the runner to third base. Third baseman crashes hard, gets the ball, turns, spins it to third, gets the lead runner.
Well, that was actually Josh Cakebread who picked it up. He was at third. Creswell read it. He ran to third from short. That was great team defense. And it basically means we're back to where we started the bottom of the eighth, but the Clippers are one down.
Yeah, we still at first and second, one out this time.
And you've also got young Dawson as the lead-off runner. And he's unlikely to be as aggressive as one of your more veteran players.
A little more speed, but yes, he's not going to be have the short roller in second base. The only play Sims is going to have is going to be Thompson out at first base. Ends up moving the runners up, so we're going to have second and third. 2 out, winning run still on base. And it'll be Dalton Probert.
Well, it's in Probert's hands. If he's out, we got ourselves a tie. If he can, well, you wouldn't intentionally walk here, would you, Rob?
No, you don't want to intentionally walk to load the bases, but you're going to be careful. You're going to make sure as a pitcher you're throwing pitches that you want. You're going to start with that frisbee slider to get ahead 0-1. You're going to get a chance to nibble, because if you do happen to miss, you do have that open base. But we did see Sam McGarry hit one off the wall last at bat. Probably don't want to face him.
Again, the in-swinger fouled.
Dalton Probert down to his final strike here.
1 pitch warning, folks. This could be our first tie in Super League history. Got out of a jam last innings, Herrera. Here comes the pitch. And there it is! Struck him out! And ladies and gentlemen, this one is over and no one is victorious. Clippers 3, Denmark Crushers 3. It's all tied up and that's the ball game.
Yeah, they say there's no tying in baseball. And Super League, there can be. Something new we've seen again tonight. But entertaining game, lots of runs early, and then the pitchers took over. Crushers probably be a little disappointed. They had more opportunities to score, but both teams showed their worth today and battled through it. Final 4 weeks of the season are going to be definitely exciting to come.
Well, top and bottom inseparable. What a way to start the doubleheader. Fraser Fife is in town. He's primed. He's fired up. He's ready to call the second game between the 2-2 JSR Plumbing Wasps and the Carp. That'll be in about half an hour's time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Rob, thank you again. And good luck with the later game.
Oh, I love being here, and it's getting colder, so hopefully maybe Fraser brought some hot beverages with him.
Well, this is Phil Hearn on behalf of Rob Ushy, Dave Muggleton, and your Spacequake Sports team. Final score, the Clippers 3, the Denmark Crushers 3. We'll be back in half an hour.